If you're tired of playing against players who spam gun tight, the 0-1 trap, corner routes, or PA shot seams in Madden 23, then you're in luck because I'm about to break down the ultimate defensive guide on how to stop this offense. What's up, guys? It's Duke back here from sportsgamers.com, and we got an absolute banger of a video for you guys today. I'm about to show you guys how you can easily lock up tight formations, whether it's gun tight, tight offset TE, tight doubles on, etc. in Madden 23. This setup is going to easily stop the run and the pass, and it's going to be very user-friendly. So I'm going to break down the setup, how to stop the run and the pass, my abilities I use, my lineup I use, the different setups, the different adjustments, how the coverage works, all in this video. So make sure you don't skip ahead, otherwise you'll probably miss important information. So first I want to break down the coaching adjustments I use. We're going to be looking at the nickel over. Now I run the 4-6 playbook on defense, but any playbook that has nickel over is fine. You just want to make sure you have safeties in the game and sub linebacker. They will be in coverage and we will be using them, so that's important. Now as far as our coaching adjustments go, we want to have auto flip on. The reason for this is you always want to make sure that your nickel back is basically going to be opposite the running back side when we're playing against tight. We have auto alignment on base. This kind of just helps out, give us better positioning and better leverage to defend a lot of the more popular corner routes people run this year. This is going to be very helpful with the PA shot seams, which we'll see in a second. Now, as far as our zone drops, we actually turn our flats to 25, but our curl flats to 5, and hooks are going to be on default. Now, you guys can see here, I actually have my zone coverage setting to match. Now, this is actually a little trick. This might confuse you. Why do I have zone drops on if I have my zone coverage setting to match? Well, I'll explain why in a second, guys. This is kind of going to be a hybrid coverage. It's a little secret coverage setup that I find very effective that is extremely locked down. So we're going to go, first of all, I'll show you guys how this would work on default so you can kind of see why I do this. So we're going to go ahead and come out and cover 4 quarters. And I'm going to, first of all, just run PA shot seams. Now, I want you guys to see why I use the settings I use, because if you just come out here and you run match by default, even with the base alignment, chances are you're probably going to get cooked by some corner routes. You guys see how that deep corner route just gets wide open on the cut. It gets a very good secondary player. That's an equal matchup. He gets absolutely killed. So that's because this is just strict match. And match is not going to be the best for defending these plays, right? So that's why I, even though I have my match setting on, like to turn my curl flats to 5 and my flats to 25. Now, this is going to cancel out the match, but I sometimes do use matching, just small matching principles in some of my other defenses. And believe it or not, even when you have your zone drops on, if you keep your match coverage setting on, you still get some legacy matching here and there, right? It's not going to be a total matching defense, but you still can get some small benefits here and there. So that's why I keep it on, even when I have zone drops on. Now let's get into how I actually run this cover 4 quarters with these settings. So the first thing I want to show you guys is the base setup. And I'm going to get in how you can stop both the run and the pass. So the first thing I do, again, remember I have base alignment on, right? Is I go ahead and I pinch my defensive line and I basically shift my linebackers opposite the nickel back. So, say the nickel back is on the left, I'll shift my linebackers to the right. If you're enjoying my free YouTube content, I highly recommend checking out sportsgamers.com. This is where I post all my premium content for Madden 23. I have offensive and defensive ebooks, schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault to keep you guys ahead of the game. Our best offer yet is the Sports Gamers Madden VIP membership. This is the best Madden membership anywhere on the net, the best content at the best price. You get access to the entire site for only $24.99. This means all of our ebooks, all of our Madden Vault tips, plus you even get access to our meta reports and our exclusive VIP members only community. I also do one-on-one coaching as well for you guys that are interested in that. See you at sportsgamers.com. If you're serious about winning more games, I will post a link in the description as well as in the comments. The reason why I do this is because this defense by default, if I was to leave it be, obviously someone could just throw a quick out route, the running back out of the backfield. You know what I mean? In this flat zone, he want to get out there in time. Even though he's on a 5-yard depth, he's just going to get beat. So even though, we didn't complete that pass fluky, obviously that guy's wide open. But if I go ahead and shift my linebackers, you guys can see here, now you can't just throw simple flat passes, right? If you try to do that, my guy's kind of just sitting right there, so that's not a good throw. that's going to be a contested pass, and that leaves you just chucking corner routes, which obviously is not good either. So that's why we do step one. So again, we pinch our defensive line, shift our linebackers away from the nickel back. Now the next thing we do is we put both of our outside corners into actual flat zones. To do this, I hit coverage audible, which is going to be quick adjust, and twice basically. So basically triangle, triangle, or YY. Then the player's icon I want to put in a flat zone. So I want to put both outside corners in a flat zone. That's going to be square. Then we're going to do that again with circle. And a cloud flat is just down on the left stick. So basically, if you're on PlayStation, that could be triangle, triangle, player's icon with circle, down on the right analog. I'm sorry, down on the left analog stick. Might sound like a lot, but you can do it very quickly. Now, this is going to be the full setup here that's going to allow us to stop the run and the pass. And now I'm going to go over how to stop the run first with your user. Then I'm going to go over why this is such an effective coverage to stop dual corner routes, even the deep corner route from PA shot seams. The flat really bombs everything you're going to face. Now, guys, I do free Madden 23 tips on my channel, free gameplays on a daily basis. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop us a like on the video, comment, all that stuff helps me out a lot in the algorithm to support me, and it's completely free. So the first thing you're going to want to see is that if they're running base, inside zone, trap, whatever, from these tight formations or shotgun in general, I just kind of sit behind this D tackle with my user, and if they're going to go ahead and come out and say, a trap, base, whatever, we can kind of shoot the A gap with our user and just blow it up in the backfield just like that. Now, if they have an ability on their running back to break the tackle, it's whatever. You can obviously use an ability on your user so that they can't break tackles if you're really that worried about it. Spend the AP. Personally, I'm not too worried about it. If I shoot the gap in the backfield, they break a tackle here and there, I don't care. But again, you guys can see that kind of A gap opens up, and that's how it works on trap, base, and for the most part inside zone. Some inside zones are a little bit different in different formations, so that's important to note. But I personally, when I run this defense, have inside stuffs on both of my D tackles, 0 AP ones, so it kind of does help out here and there. Now, as far as abilities go, basically, guys, what I have is basically deep out zone knockout on my two outside corners, Fuller, Dion, Reed, and Bayard. They all have deep out zone knockout and pick artist. Now, aside from that, I have flat zone. I recommend putting flat zone on your slot, basically your slot corner, your nickelback, and your other sub linebacker you don't use her. I personally don't have that right now for this video, but if you can get this guy Woodson and Blunt with flat zone and pick artist, that'd be great. Past that, you can kind of use whatever abilities you want. Right now, there's some players that have acrobat for free. I would definitely recommend doing that. You could also do a flat zone or mid zone KO on your outside corners. Same thing with the safeties. You could do a mid zone KO. Or if you're going to man them up here and there, you probably want to do a deep route KO. That's pretty much all I do. Like I said, I do like having the inside stuffs for free on my D tackles if possible. I like Unstoppable Force X Factor on DNs. Though obviously I don't have the exact setup right now for my AP, but that's kind of what I would do. So, if somebody is going to run the PA shot seams, this is the most common setup right here, where someone's going to run the deep corner to the wide side with the hot routed corner. And then on the short side, because again, we don't need any motion on the short side, you could do a corner route with a streak route. And this is the hardest thing to defend on the game. Now, with this defense right here, you can stop all that very easily, and I'm going to go over one by one how it stops all the routes. So, by the way, you're just going to use the middle of the field with your user, like anything that came out of the backfield over the middle, any slants, quick post routes, trail routes, etc. That's your job. Another thing I would say is you could move these safeties up like 2 to 3 yards in the box just to kind of shut off quick seam throws. You don't have to do that, though. All right, anyways, let's first look at the corner route on the short side, which is the Gronk, Keyshawn Johnson combo. As you guys can see here, that zone drop, we're throwing right into it. The corner route with a 25-yard zone drop backed off, base aligned, will never get open. You cannot throw that over the top of it on the short side or the wide side. Our corner is sitting right there, and that's why we have base alignment on, because that's going to keep him further to the sideline and then backed off so that when we zone drop it to 25 yards, he's going to wait for it. Now, guys, depending upon the exact corner they're throwing, how they're throwing it, when they're throwing it, you could potentially adjust your zone drop to maybe 20 yards or maybe even 30. I keep it on 25 to start, but it can be adjusted if needed. You guys can see it's locked up. Now, take a look here. You might say, oh, well, could you just throw the streak over the top? No, because he's just sitting right there. Even though that's a cover 4, not a deep half, he's sitting right there. Okay, guys, now I want to look at the left side of the field, which is going to be the deep corner and the quick corner. So, first of all, I want you guys to note, I can pinch my D-line, shift my linebackers, and put my 2 DBs in cloud flats. I can do that in like literally 1 second. And then if I have an extra second or two, I can just move these guys down the box. I'm set up. So this is a very fast setup. You cannot quick snap this. You can't. So let's look at the 2 corner routes on the left, starting with the super deep corner. You guys can see it's not getting open. When you have the deep out zone knockout ability, even if it gets a step or two, it's getting broken up. You can potentially obviously pick this off, but really, it's a good chance it's getting picked, right? But if he does get a step or two, worst case is it's getting knocked out just like that. So that's the first one. But yeah, if they try to do the quicker corner route, that's why you have that guy sitting right there. Literally sitting right there to stop that quick corner. So let's take a look. You'll see the cloud flat. It's just sitting right there. I know we got sacked, which is why I like the 4-man pass rush with having the X factors on your D-line. It does help. But if you take a look at the replay, that quick corner route was going to be guarded by that cloud flat very well. So that is, the first little way people will try to run this play. The other way is they'll try to do the bomb with basically putting the guy on a streak next to the deep corner. Now, guys, if they do this, the way you want to defend this is actually going to be a little bit different. So, when I see someone wanting to do this, I'm going to do a few different adjustments. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to man up this guy right here. And again, I'm probably making sure that if I'm going to use man coverage, that the nickelback also has deep route KO, which is why I like Blunt there. So now I can go ahead and put this guy into an outside third. So the reason why I do this is now I can make sure that the streak does not run that, cloud flat and the deep zone by the safety out of the play to where they can just chuck the deep corner. This is going to make sure that all this is guarded very well. And then also if they did try to just throw like a quick out, remember that guy's manned up too. So that's nice. Again, my job is really just watching the middle of the field in a setup like this more than anything. But you guys are going to notice that you can see, look, neither one of those routes is going to be able to get open. You're chucking that into double coverage. That's going to get picked pretty much every time. Now, the other thing someone might try to do to you is throw like a play like, of a deep post combo, maybe the PA slot options, maybe Y out HB swing, maybe Saints in, a play that has a deep post. So guys, if you were worried about somebody running a deep post streak combo, you could stop this the same way. All you would really need to do is just be on the lookout for that with your user, because if you do see a streak deep post, you would kind of just run down the middle of the field. That's why, we're kind of there ourselves to take that away. So we can kind of stunt. We see the deep post, we're on that. You guys can see there, I'm able to take that away. So that is something that you need to look out for with your user. Now, if you did not have to want to worry about that with your user, you could easily take that away. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and change this guy right here, the safety, opposite the running back, to an inside third. Then we're going to put this guy into an outside third over here, which is Fuller. And then finally, we're going to leave this guy right here. We're going to put him into a hard flat. Now, when we do this, this is going to defend the sideline. This guy's going to defend the sideline in his hard flat. This guy's going to kind of defend against the deep corner. And this guy's going to shut off the seam. So I know it's not showing my adjustments, so I'm going to do this one more time for you guys after this play so you can see the adjustments. But take a look. Take a look. That's completely locked up. So again, this is how it would look. Remember, guys, I have base alignment on, so even my slot corner does have leverage to stop corner routes. So again, all I'm going to do here is we're going to go ahead and put this guy right here into a hard flat. Okay, hard flat. This guy into an outside third. This guy into an inside third. So the safety's into the inside third. This guy's into an outside third. This guy's into a hard flat. Now, again, this inside third will take away the post, as you guys can see. This guy would take away the deep corner over the top. This guy would take away like a quicker corner on the sideline. And then we still do have this guy over here to take away the quick corner on the sideline on the right. And then this guy's in his cover 4 zone. So now we're still responsible for that short middle, so that if they did try to do something like this, we could even motion a streak out so you guys can see how this would take away this corner combo over here. As you can see, there's really nothing open at all. Once again, throwing picks pretty much everywhere you look on the field, there's nothing there. So if you take a look at the replay, you'll see, remember, because Blunt is zone dropped to 25 yards, and we did move him slightly out, he is backed up. He could be backed up a little bit more, honestly, just to be safe. But you can't really get this over the top. As you guys can see here, we're able to react, pick that off. Now, again, if you were worried that they were going to get over the top, just move him out like a few more yards. Anyways, this guy, you guys can see, he's rotating to the middle, so you don't have to worry about that. You know, if they try to throw the post, that he can play that. I could use it as well. And then this guy, he's going to stay over the top for any potential streaks on the sideline, or maybe even that super deep corner route, right? So that's the gist of how I play this defense, to take away everything somebody can run from gun tight. It's some pretty easy adjustments. It stops the run, it stops the pass. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button. It's Duke. I'll be back very soon with some more great content.